Hi, I'm Marsh from StrataGames, and today we're playing some Black Tron. This is kind of like Black Monster Tron. This is apparently a list that SprayTech played, another Pauper creator who makes a lot of great content. And this list is a deck donation by Apple Beta Pi. They said that they saw SprayTech playing it, but wanted to see if it had potential to compete in leagues in a bit of a more competitive environment. So that's what we're playing today. So obviously we have all our Tron lands. We have Trolls of Khazad-dûm to search up swamps. We play Bochuca Bog and a Haunted Fengraf. Candy Trail, Expedition Map, World Map, and 4 relics are presented us in the main deck as just a way to hose your opponent's graveyard. Also, you can hit your own graveyard to make sure Haunted Fengraf grabs what you want, which is a cool little trick. We have Lembas for some more card advantage and life gain. 4 Bonder's Ornament, which can be great here. Snuff Outs, which shouldn't be that hard to hardcast if we really need to, but ideally we'll have a swamp as well. And then we have Pinnacle Killship, Boulder Branch Golem, and Maelstrom Colossus, and also a couple Ruin Processors, which work with the Relic of Progenitus, gains us a little bit of life, and is just a giant creature. Sideboard, we have Arms of Vidar, Fairy Macabre, Essence Harvest, Extract Confession, Disturbed Burial, which can return a creature card from our graveyard to our hand with Buyback, Tron being a deck where we could actually maybe make use of that, 2 Duress, and then 2 Campfires. So I've actually really been enjoying some Monster Tron lists recently. This one looks pretty sweet, so let's take it for a league and see how we do.
Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. I've written a comprehensive guide on how to play White Weenie in Pauper, including my ideal stock list, over 30 sideboard matchups, and a sideboard cheat sheet, which gives you a very easy snapshot view and what to sideboard for every single matchup. I also have guides for Black Sack and Esper Affinity. Each guide is only $15, and if you buy one, you will get all future updates that I ever make to that guide for free. I also offer coaching, so if you're interested in upping your Pauper game for any of the decks that I'm very proficient in, or if you're interested in having me play your deck in a future video, you can do a deck donation, which is the only way you'll ever see me playing Cycle Storm or Flickertron.
Here, we're not going to be able to keep this. We only have 1 land and World Map. Even if this was Expedition Map, I don't think we'd keep it, but it would be a lot closer. Here we have double Tower Troll. I mean, we can keep this one. It's a little rough. Do I get rid of a tower? I kind of want everything else, and obviously we want to hit different Tron lands. Troll is still a land. Plus I have Bonder's Ornament to ramp, Candy Trail. I think we are going to get rid of one of these. This might be a little greedy, but kind of like all the spells we have. Looks like we're against Bogles. We do have some Extract Confessions in the sideboard, I believe. I just went over that. We'll see how this goes. We can also maybe just play creatures bigger than them for a while, if we're lucky. Another Troll. I mean, we're going to Candy Trail, try to set up some more Tron lands. Snuff Out is no good, and I don't think we need a 3rd Troll, so let's get rid of that. Abundant Growth. Probably see an Ethereal Armor here. Not quite. Glade Cover Scout. Swings for 1. Come on, Tron land. Relic. Well, we'll cycle a Troll. I mean, Relic's something we can play. Or I just cycle another Troll so that we can Bonder's Ornament and then play Relic next turn. If we hit Tron lands, we could play guys that are maybe bigger than them and survive here, but we don't even have the hand for that because, like, Pinnacle Killship is not it. Their start doesn't seem great either. They have multiple creatures, which doesn't matter here. A lot of lands, Spirit Link, and Silhana Ledgewalker. So they're attacking for 2. So we have a lot of time. That's the good news. Cycle Troll for a Swamp, Colossus, Ornament. I guess we'll play a Relic. Pass the turn. There's the Ethereal Armor. Hitting for 7. So we have maybe 2 more turns. They did put on the Bogle, which, while it's gaining lifelink, I don't think they should care about that. They should probably put on the guy that has evasion. Okay, we see every single Troll in our deck. Let's Lembas for a map. That's too slow at this point, I think. I could keep it, but I can't even crack it yet. I think we get rid of it. We just need to get a little luckier. There's a tower. Perfect. Well, I'm going to crack Candy Trail and still hope we have a shot at just drawing one of the other ones. That's not it. There's this tower. We have 5 mana. I guess I can maybe play a Troll next turn. That doesn't survive a Bogle with first strike. All right, we take it. Crack Relic. Because of our life gain, we might survive an extra turn if they don't get another way to pump. Crack the Relic for a card draw. There's a Power Plant, 6 mana, so I could play a Troll, which I guess holds this back, chumps here, but it doesn't help me draw any more cards, so I think I just play a Relic and crack it. Ruin Processor. Funny that I actually haven't put any cards into their exile, so I can't even do that for life gain next turn. I think we're going to just do this again in case I can find like a Candy Trail or something. Although now I have to crack the Lembas. We'll still do this at sorcery speed just in case. That's another Power Plant. It is a land drop. They just have a Plains. Lembas. Just give me a mine. And then I can like Colossus, Processor, probably everything. That's just a Processor. So I can cast this because they didn't put anything of theirs into exile. Even with all those relics. I can Processor, but I don't even have the life gain, which means I have a blocker, but then I die to these. And obviously, they have hexproof, so I can't just blow up one. That's really annoying. Well, I guess we'll draw a card here. Perfect. There's the mine. Okay, I loved that. That was not bad at all. Okay, duress, extract, maybe Arms of Adar. Obviously, we're taking out the snuff outs, and all the relics don't seem very good. We saw a million of them and was pretty annoyed. I guess Disturbed Burial can just bring back a chump blocker over and over. I don't know if we need that. More than the other ones, though. All right, let's get a better hand here. Yeah, I mean, this is turn 3 Tron into Boulder Branch Golems. Seems good. Boulder Branch is definitely like our least exciting of our cards, but still better than nothing. We got a Lembas. They have a Rumble. They take a Ledge Walker. Grab a Mine here. All right, Candy Trail, not bad for later. Obviously, we're just going to start casting Boulder Branch Golems, but next turn I can Power Plant, do a Golem and a Lembas. Once we find black mana, if these start dying, I can just bring them back. They have a Sprawl, and then a Ledge Walker, and an Ethereal Armor, so it's a 3/3, not blocking this currently, which is nice. Expedition Map, attack for 6. Cast a Lembas. Yeah, we'll keep an Ornament. That's our black source, plus just a nice card draw engine. Play another Boulder Branch. They have another Ethereal Armor, plus an Ancestral Mask, so that's 15. That's pretty good. We're not quite dead next turn, unless they have another way to pump it. Another Boulder Branch, so we have 9 mana. Probably just Expedition Map for a tower, so we still have 9. I can play Ornament and then another Boulder Branch, which hopefully keeps us alive. They would need to have a +8, which I guess any enchantment's +4 already, so any more of these would kill us for sure. Swing for 12. If they can't kill us, we do have 18 on them. That's pretty good. I could also Candy Trail, which if we find... Extract Confession is obviously amazing, but we're only gaining just as much life with these. I think we got to take the chance and just go for another Golem. This gives us just as much life. If they don't get another Ancestral Mask or Ethereal Armor or 2 enchantments, we should be able to survive, and then unless they get like lifelink, we should be able to kill them on the crackback unless they get another blocker. Of course, they draw their 3rd Ethereal Armor for 24 damage. Well, this was kind of a stupid match. They get crazy lucky. We got crazy unlucky game 1. Pretty annoying. All right, this hand has 3 relics, which is not great, but we have 2 Tron lands and ways to find hopefully the 3rd one, so I think we keep it. Maybe if we're lucky, we're against a graveyard deck like Terror. Pretty sure that Terror, Spy, anything like that's just going to fold to 3 relics. Never mind, it's the mirror. Well, I'd be surprised if it's the actual mirror, but Tron mirror at least. There's the mine, that's perfect. Colossus, I was going to say we can't necessarily cast yet, but we have the Bonder's Ornament, so we will be able to cast it a turn after we get Tron, which is still decent. Looks like it's like probably Flicker Tron, which is medium. I don't need to Lembas because I know the top card on my deck, so I might as well just crack a Candy Trail. Or I could just get 2 relics down. It might be better, actually. If they are Flickertron, their graveyard matters, and being able to exile every card as it goes to the graveyard is probably good. They play another Prism, Mine, Expedition Map. So we got Tron, Bonder's Ornament. I guess I could just draw a card off Ornament. Don't even have to don't have to spend anything else. I could also Lembas and then Candy Trail, but actually I think Ornament feels pretty good here. They're going to crack a map, which gets exiled. Power Plant, Remote Isle. Cycling lands here is a pretty good sign they don't have a lot going on. Ponder. Ponder's an interesting one. I don't think I've seen that before. It could be like mono blue Tron. That'd be really funny, actually, if we did like mono blue versus mono black. I'd be a fan. Let's draw a card with the Ornament. Snuff out. Not sure that'll be relevant. Let's go for a Maelstrom Colossus. Sure, we'll get a Lembas. Guess I'll keep a Candy Trail. Just a ton of extra card draw and stuff. Lembas. Sure, Map's a land drop, which I could probably use. I have a ton of ways to spend our mana. Obviously, also a ton of mana. Could definitely use more big guys at this point, but that's okay. All right, they do have a Generous End. Maybe it is like Monstertron. I will say they're Teamer for life, so they could be like Teamer Monstertron. Bonder's Ornament already makes black, but I don't have a Swamp for a Snuff Out. That said, I still think I just want an Expedition Map for a tower here. Play that. Colossus is bigger than a Generous End, so let's attack in. Boulder Branch. We have 3 mana up. Let's cast a Candy Trail. Swamp and Troll. Swamp is decent. Well, it's okay for the Snuff Out. Troll seems fine too. Let's keep them both. Because of the Bonder's Ornament, we have pretty much infinite uses of our mana, so I don't mind keeping more lands, especially with all these relics and Candy Trails on the board. I guess their Barrels of Blasting Jelly can blow up our golem. I was probably going to snuff out the Generosent so that I can attack with the golem, but that's fine. I can potentially get it back. Also, I have a troll, which is then going to survive. Let's play this, snuff out the end. They could have like a flicker spell. I'm not really putting them on flicker Tron at this point, but I guess they could be playing it in a monster Tron. Try to attack for 13. They're going to blow up the barrels, exile their graveyard, but that's fine. Oh, I got something else. Crop rotation. As if they want to keep the Generosent around, but we can also just pop the relics if we really need, so I'm not too worried. Gets rid of a power plant from a conduit pylons. Attack for 7 still. Play a relic. Accidentally using the black mana that I just floated. I mean, I think we're very far ahead, but that's so stupid. I was going to obviously use the colorless and then cast a troll. So I could cast it with the Bonder's Ornament. I guess we'll do that. The point was that I would maybe want to use the Bonder's Ornament, but we'll still just get the troll down. I guess we'll crack a Candy Trail in case we get another way to use this 1 mana too. Bajuka Bog. I guess we'll crack a relic. Why not? We got 2 more. Pass the turn. Perfect timing on the Fengraph. But we still got 2 creatures they got to kill or are going to be in trouble. Trying to think if there's any reason to leave these Limbus on board, and I don't think there is. So I guess we'll just use our mana and crack them. We'll see if they have a Moment's Peace or something. Attack for 13. They do indeed. We'll get rid of it. We'll draw off the ornament and cascade with another Colossus into a Pinnacle Kill Ship, dealing 10 damage to nothing. We'll station it, play a Haunted Fengraph, play an Expedition map, and pass. They have a Mole Drifter. Okay, more indications maybe it is Flicker. Still not conceding, so they must have another Moment's Peace. Same with the team. Indeed. Exile that. We will cast another Maelstrom Colossus, just in case the 2 weren't enough. Here's a Lembus. Snuff out. Sure, we'll keep that in case they get a way to flicker the Mole Drifter. Draw off the ornament. Crack a map for a tower. Play that and pass. Alright, we win the game. So it is Flickertron, it looks like. Duress is fine. Fairy Macabre. Not sure we need those when we have all the relics, but I guess if we don't draw the relics. Pinnacle Kill Ship is okay. They don't have a ton of things, so maybe remove a couple of those. It doesn't feel like they're going to be just killing our creatures for Disturbed Burial. It's mostly going to be fogs. Don't think we're going to go through our whole deck, otherwise I could bring in a Campfire. I think we'll just do that. Bring in a couple Duress. Alright, another fast Tron into a Ruin Processor. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. So I could Duress right away. Kind of tempting, but obviously then I'm not getting Tron down as early. But it's either that or I don't Duress till turn 4, which seems like a mistake. So I think I am going to Duress here. Ephemerate and Prophetic Prism. They already got barrels, so I probably just take Ephemerate, especially since they have a Mole Drifter here. That's also natural Tron. Pretty nice for them. Mine, Prism, Ephemerate. Alright. Play a tower. We're looking for a mine, so I think we just go Candy Trail. Perfect, we found a mine. And then Relic's actually decent, I think, because we saw that it is good. Not to mention Ruin Processor. Not that the life gain's super relevant to this matchup, but whatever. Alright, they do have a Mnemonic Wall. That's really annoying right before we get a relic, but whatever. I guess we'll play mine, and I'll crack Trail so I can get the relic right now. So I can have it in case they want to do any shenanigans. But now they can also just evoke a Mole Drifter Ephemerate. Cycle a Remote Isle. Well, that's going to make it so I can't blow up the graveyard this turn. There's Island, Mole Drifter, evoked. They let the Mole Drifter die. That's an interesting choice. Pull some Rosset back, sure. Still a little goofy. And they're going to Ephemerate right now to get the pulse back, sure. I guess they're making the most of what they have while the relic is not able to be used. So we have Power Plant. I could play a Ruin Processor, but to be honest, what does that even do for us? Slowly attacks. I think it'd be better to have this ornament down and start drawing from that. Plus have up the ability to crack relic, but frankly we don't want to crack the relic if we don't have to. This triggers to try to get that, so I'm going to try to get rid of it, but obviously they're going to have something. Crack the map, right? Do I want to crack a relic over the Ephemerate already when we know they have a Pulse of Marasa in hand? But then they're just going to be able to Mole Drifter Ephemerate. I think I got to keep the relic. It's pretty annoying. I think we need to do what we did last time and build up multiple relics. Maybe I should have brought in the Fairy Macabres. The Fairies Macabre. They have a Mole Drifter, evoked, draw 2, Ephemerate, draw some more, Refractor, map, crack map, use the ornament, They get a tower. They got to discard 1 card. Another ornament. I mean, map finds Bojuka Bog, I guess, if I wanted. That means they'd have to do something in response. I think I'm just going for a tower. Could play another ornament. It's 4 to activate. All right, let's play this. Start with a Lembas. Another ornament. I think 2 is probably plenty for now. Candy Trail. Let's do that. Snuff Out. Yeah, Snuff Out kills one of these, but then they have the Pulse. But I still have Relic. Sure, we'll keep that. Draw it. Play a map. Pass. I guess we'll Relic them. Why not? In response to the Ephemerate, they're going to Mystical Teachings. Okay. For an Ancient Grudge to blow up the Relic. That's pretty funny. All right. I think we just... I mean, we do it, obviously. It gets rid of the Teachings. Not the Grudge. I thought I got rid of that mine. We still have a Snuff Out, but they do have a Pulsum Rasa. Plus Grudge can blow up something else. Swing for 2. Now I'll probably just get a Bojuka Bog from this world map. Another Barrel. Pinnacle Killship. Alright, sack world map. Get a Bojuka Bog. I mean, we're using it on a wall, which I assume they're going to pulse an Ephemerate and an Ancient Grudge. It's not the most stuff, but what are you going to do? Pulse back the wall. I mean, getting rid of the pulse is decent too. They're going to Grudge a ornament, I assume. If I use ornament, then I can't also Pinnacle Killship this in the same turn, but I kind of want to draw. I think we're going to draw another Killship, sure. Pass the turn, swing for 2. Crop Rotation for another tower. They have 18 mana. They just have like a Fireball or something. Looks like it. Rolling Thunder. Yup, for 11. And then Mnemonic Wall to bring it back. Sure. We'll draw a card. So they can make 12, 16 mana. They can deal 16 damage next turn probably. Maybe some more. Can I gain enough life? I need to gain 10. Ruin Processor plus double Lembas does it, I guess. So let's start with a Lembas, see if I get something else. No, not that. Map is nothing. Ruin Processor. We'll put this Forest back into their graveyard to gain 5. Play a tower. Crack a Lembas. Crack a Lembas. Play a map. If they have another untapped land, I think. Another Tron land, I think we die still. Oh, they can attack with the Muldrifter. That's 2 damage. And then they have... Was it 16? Yeah, I think they got me then. Forgot about the Muldrifter attack. Oh, and they have the land anyway. 18 damage. All right, we're dead. I guess, yeah, we didn't see the relics as early, so it was worse. Let's get the Fairy Macabres. I think Killship's just too slow. I think I'd rather the Snuff Outs. So let's do that. All right, no lands, although we do have the relics we want. Triple map with Relic. I think I keep this one. I mean, Relic's decent. Obviously, it's a little awkward. I might have to bog earlier than I'd want also, but play a map, pass, preordain. Perfect. We drew the power plant. That's pretty nice. So we can actually get the Boulder Branch down right away. Cycle of Generous Ent. They haven't even started on the Tron lands. So we're going for a mine here. Play a Boulder Branch Golem. Gain some life. They got a power plant. Attack for 6. And play a relic. Prohibit. Sure. It's annoying. I guess I want to grab a swamp. So I have Snuff Out and I can duress here. Let's go for a duress. Moment's Peace, Moment's Peace. No, just 1. Prism, but they already have blue and green. And then 2 Pulsum Rasas with a Generous Ent. I guess I take a Pulse. I have Bojuka Bog for the after they Moment's Peace. They start with a Prism. Play a mine. Play another Prism. Relic, which is going to resolve this time. Do I just Bojuka Bog now? I think so. I don't know. It's kind of close. We're beating them down pretty hard, so if they don't have a target for the pulse, I don't have to play around with the... Maybe I can relic it, you know. Or maybe they like Ancient Grudge and then whatever. Expedition map. Crack that for a tower. They have a Stonehorn Dignitary. Okay. Preemptive fog spell. I know all but 1 card they have. I can snuff it out if I need. Processor's pretty nice. Do I even care about gaining them life? Or gaining me life? I don't think so. Because I don't want to make it easier for them to relic. As in, I don't want to have to use the tap on the relic. You know, it could be relevant. I don't think the life will be. Could have stuffed this out on their turn, or my turn, but I think it's fine. They play a land. We know most of their cards. Bonder's Ornament. Let's just draw a card right now with that. It's a good draw for sure. Boulder Branch I can play next turn. I assume we'll get a chump block, and then they'll try to pulse it. I could just snuff it out. Then they'd have to use Moment's Peace here. I think we're just going to do this. They have a Ghostly Flicker. All right, that I'm obviously not going to let happen. So good thing I didn't do it first, because they could have flickered in response. We're going to snuff this out. And now I could Relic. Then they're going to try to pulse it, so I'd have to crack the Relic. But if I don't do it now, then I'm not going to be able to do it anyway. So yeah, I think we'll make them use the Relic if they want. Or not the Relic, the Pulse if they want. And then we'll crack it. So they draw one card here, have a Moment's Peace. They're still taking 6. We get a tower. All right. So I wish I had kept the Relic so that I could use it on the Moment's Peace. Like, I wish I was able to, but I don't regret using it. It was definitely the right call because we can't let them dignitary us over and over. They do get a Mole Drifter, which is pretty lucky, or pretty good for them. Tower, another power plant. Let's just draw a card first. Colossus. Sure, we'll use this first just in case I get a Relic or anything that could be relevant in combat. Troll of Khazad-dûm. I mean, we already have lethal and are forcing the Moment's Peace, so probably doesn't matter. But we definitely have enough creatures now. Pass the turn. They swing for 2. Ephemerate the Mole Drifter. Play a land. Now they have an ornament. That's not fair. All right, we both get to draw a card. I guess that's something. They ponder. They have another dignitary. Come on. I could be drawing them cards, but I don't really want that to happen. So I guess we're just casting some Boulder Branch Golems. So it's harder to kill us with their Rolling Thunder. And they have Ephemerate. Oh my gosh. I mean, if they want to be safe, they go on the Dignitary, but they probably go on the Mole Drifter because they already have Moment's Peace, so they already have an extra turn, and they just hope for the best. I, of course, need them to draw really poorly to have a shot. There's a map. Crack for a tower. No, a Remote Isle. Okay, they just need a card draw, I suppose. Conduit Pylons surveils, gets rid of barrels. Bonder's Ornament draws us both a card. Cycle Remote Isle. Generous End. Fairy Macabre. I wish I had had that before this turn where the Moment's Peace is going to be relevant. Luckily, their creatures, despite all their creatures, they're still going to have to fog here, I assume. Yep. And Ruin Processor. Sure, we'll put a Expedition map into their graveyard. I think we're just going to pass. Of course, I could activate Bonder's Ornament, but they draw an extra card, and they are the ones under the gun, so I'd rather they don't draw cards. There's a Mnemonic Wall, which is going to try to get back Ghostly Flicker or Ephemerate. I guess the Ephemerate first, probably. But we're going to take away Ephemerate and Flicker. They already have a Ghostly Flicker. Of course they do. I guess now I have to Bonder's Ornament, and if we don't draw Snuff Out or another Fairy Macabre or something, we're just going to lose. All right, we're dead. I can just infinitely do this to prevent us from having combats. Maybe I get a Snuff Out eventually, but it's not going to work out. All right, let's see. This hand is okay. We'll give it a try. I feel like the deck is mostly performing all right, just having some problems. It shouldn't be that much worse than like the regular Monster Tron, it feels like. I guess we're missing, well, if you splash blue for Unfathomable Truths, we're missing that. And we're missing like breath weapons. I mean, Bramble Worm is just good, but like, I don't know. It feels like we're so similar and yet having some pretty big issues. Against Gates, Naya, it looks like. Lembas, Troll. I think we don't want that. We're looking for a mine here, aren't we always? Rumble hits Double Bolt, Prismatic Strands, and a Medic, so they obviously got to take the Medic. World Map. All right, we'll Lembas here, see if we can find the mine. Find a Boulder Branch. That's probably good enough just to get like a big guy. I already have a kill ship, but I need something to crew it, station it. Maybe I get rid of that. It's not quite good enough. Tower. We'll play that and we'll play the map. So I can crack map and then pull out a mine for 2. Oh, it's so expensive to use world map. Jeez. Citadel Gate. Melded Moxite. We also didn't leave a mana for Relic, so if they just snacker here. Okay, no snacker's nice. Strands is totally fine. Don't even care about that. Bonder's Ornament. I mean, I gotta just search for a mine here. I could Candy Trail, but I think I do want to leave up Relic in case they go for a snacker. And this way I can also crack a Lembas if we have nothing else. The 1 mana from the Candy Trail, setting up our draw would be nice, but I think we're fine. They got a Chrysalis, it looks like. What is happening? There we go. There's Chrysalis. We have a Snuff Out for Chrysalis or just a kill ship. I might want to save the kill ship for a Guardian of the Guild Pact, though. So here's Ornament. Start getting rid of these strands. I probably don't even care about the Chrysalis yet, though. Let's use a Candy Trail, Scry, see what we get. Boulder Branch. Yeah, Boulder Branch is fine at this point. Snuff Out, we don't really need another of, I don't think. Sure, we'll draw a card. We'll play a Boulder Branch. We still have up Relic if we really need. They're going to sack both Spawn. Talons of Wildwood. +1/+1 and trample. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand. That's some cool tech. Journey to Nowhere on the Boulder Branch. They're going to outlaw Medic. There's a Swamp. Let's draw from the Bonder's Ornament. We get another Ornament. I think we just use Killship for, obviously, Chrysalis. We still have a Relic. If they want to activate Talons, we could, like, pull up the graveyard. It's 3 mana to bring back. That's a lot. They are going to return it from their graveyard to their hand. I think that's fine because I'll just wait for them to play it on a thing and I'll snuff that thing out. They're spending their whole turn just to get back this little effect. I mean, it's trample, like it's good, but I'm just not that worried about it. We get a Troll. Kind of just want to be spending my time drawing off these ornaments, I think. We'll see what I get, but another Relic. Draw again. Another Relic. Yeah, let's just play a Troll. Station, although it's not quite enough. Then I'll leave up the Relic just in case I really need it. Plus I have 2 more in hand and I have a Snuff Out. Pursue the Past. Discard Sacred Cat. Plays a Gate. If they don't embalm that cat right away. Okay. I was going to say I would definitely crack a Relic for it since I have more to go, but they did. I'll take 1. Expedition Map. Relic their Pursue. Yeah, I mean we can use as much mana as possible with double ornament, so let's just crack the map. For a tower, use an ornament, use another ornament, Bajuka Bog, and might as well power this up, attack for 7, play 2 more relics, pass the turn, probably crack one of them on the end step just to draw some more cards, at least one. I'll probably also snuff out whichever one of these they pump, since I have 2 snuff outs, and now I'm hitting pretty hard. I just want them to not gain life. Pursue the Past, discards a Snacker. We might as well just tap both of these relics and see if they have anything else to put in the grave to stop the Snacker. They could crack this Moxide, I guess, if they really wanted, but no, they're just gonna let it go. Another Basilisk Gate, pump onto the Medic. They swing with both, snuff out the Medic. They draw a card, another cat. Yeah, I guess we don't need to crack a relic. More stuff out's perfect. All right, use Ornament to draw a card here. Map, use Ornament again. Where are all my creatures? Jeez. Play an Ornament, play a map, crack a map for Power Plant, activate Ornament yet again. I guess I don't need to at this point. I don't need to do it at sorcery speed because of then I wouldn't really have anything to play, plus I want to leave with the relics. We'll hit for 13 here though. With snuff outs on their cats, even if they pump them both, I should be able to get them. They're going to go for a Gate Creeper Vine. Finds a Basilisk Gate. They don't pump them at all. And just attack with 1 cat. So I could let this hit. I think they probably have Prismatic Strands for the Troll, which means I won't actually kill them with 1 Killship hit, and they can't Strands this. So I actually do think I should just snuff out this cat, even though it's only 1 damage, because then I think I just kill them with the Killship. Even if they had like a flyer, somehow they like hardcast a Snacker, I couldn't snuff out a Snacker actually, but I don't think they're going to be hardcasting that anytime soon. I guess they could have had a Journey to Nowhere, but they might not. Looks like they could have a Thraben Charm, but they need 1 more creature. That wouldn't work. Let's use our 3rd ornament. Oh, they're hoping I make a mistake, attack with both, and then they get lifelink off of the Troll, but there's no reason to do that. So I'll just attack for 7. All right. I was like, why are they not conceding here? But yeah, I could have made that mistake. I'm not going to, though. All right. Fairy Macabre's good. Arms of Adar seems decent. Essence Harvest? I don't think we need that. I do want to use the Essence Harvest at some point, but I don't think now is the time. Relics are obviously good here. Same with Snuff Outs. So take these out. Not a big world map fan. I want to keep my giant colorless creatures mostly because hard for them to get strands to do anything, although they might be taking it out here. Maybe this is too many arms. Let's just do 2. This hand looks terrible. Let's get rid of it. Nothing to play in the early game and not a great path forward to getting Tron. This is rough because we have tap land and then these, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's going to be slow. I'm going to try to keep our expedition maps. Hopefully we just draw a land, a Tron land, but if not, that's okay. Honestly, a swamp's fine too. I think I'm going to Candy Trail, try to find another untapped land. Yeah, get rid of the Golem, keep a mine. They go for a Rumble, finds Guardian or Chrysalis. I didn't bring an Extract for Guardian, but I do still have the Pinnacle Kill Ships, so hopefully we'll be fine against it. if they take that. They take the gate. We get a mine. I obviously just want to play some maps here. Could Fairy Macabre their Pursue the Past. I don't need to do that yet. I guess if they could play an untapped red source and then Pursue the Past, but I don't really care that much. I'd rather wait until they go for a snacker or something. 3 mana, they're going to dust to dust both maps. You know, they got us a little bit there. That's pretty brutal. Well, we will Bojuka Bog them, which is some decent value. Can ornament next turn, but yeah, dust to dust. Oof, that was good. There's Gate Creeper Vine. Get a Relic. Playing Relic actually opens us up to being dust to dusted again, which I really hope doesn't happen, but I don't think I want to waste the mana. Maybe I should waste the mana and wait until next turn to play it, but whatever. They got us if they have it again. Okay, they got a Chrysalis, Basilisk Gate, Maelstrom Colossus. I don't even have the mana to activate the ornament yet. Could crack Relic to try to find a land. We already have a Fairy Macabre. I guess maybe I should. A little awkward because this is pretty good. Oh, perfect. But we're about to die to these guys, so it doesn't really matter if we have a Relic, if we're just going to die to what's on board. Pump a Spawn, swing. Guess we'll take 6. Obviously, if they pumped the Chrysalis, I'd snuff that out. That's why they did not. Perfect. I was hoping for another useless snuff out. Not useless, but not quite what we want either. Melded Moxite. I guess we're going to exile that. I could snuff out the Chrysalis and then do that, but I don't think there's any reason the Chrysalis gets exiled. What just happened? Why did this not target the snacker? I guess I didn't target it somehow, but I feel like I probably did. We were losing this one anyway, but I'm pretty positive I clicked on the snacker. Oh well. Pump a Spawn here. I guess we kill Chrysalis because it's 2 damage every turn, whereas if we kill the Spawn, they just transfer that 4 damage to something else. I could snuff it out, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters anyway. We do get a tower. I guess I'm going to have to hold on because I can activate Ornament. If we can draw a power plant, I can start casting these. Maybe I get a kill ship, blow up one of these. They make a robot. Oh, they also just have double Basilisk Gate, though. It's pretty good. Pump robot, pump this. So this is 7. Yeah, I mean, we're going to activate this. We have a snuff out for this. We'll go to 2. Expedition map is too expensive. All right, let's just die. Try again. All right, 1 lander. We have a Troll, Candy Trail, Relic. I don't know if this is a keepable hand. We do have 2 lands. Some ways to try to find more. I think we'll give it a try. I would not if I didn't have the Troll or the Candy Trail or something, but we will get rid of Relic and Fairy Macabre. Another Troll. Let's pass. Cycle another Troll. Of course. More Trolls, why not? Play a Relic and pass. Basilisk Gate. They're just going to pump the cat, which means I can snuff it out for the same amount of life that I would take here, plus I can just exile it. And we can crack our Candy Trail, so pretty good value. Map, tower, play the map, crack it for a mine, play that and pass. Trying to play around dust to dust, making sure we crack our artifacts / have the mana up to crack them if they cast it. They got Chris. We can just kill ship that and that and pass. They have another one. Pass the turn. Map, play a map, crack it for a tower. Play that Boulder Branch and we'll try to station, pass the turn. They have a dust to dust on Relic and kill ship. Well, we will crack the Relic. Snuff out's a fine draw, I suppose. They have like an Ancient Grudge here. Oh, Melded Moxite. Gotcha. Probably with a snacker. Yep. And they're going to pump the Chrysalis, not the Spawn this time, which I appreciate. So I can just... I guess they wanted to leave the Spawn back to chump the Golem, so it's not a mistake as much as a choice, but I get to snuff that out and not take any damage. Oh, come on. Another map. This is obviously too many lands. Crack that for a tower. I mean, I don't think a bog does us any good, really. Play the tower. I maybe should have just played the Fengraph, because if they kill one of our creatures, I could bring it back at the end step, and the tower doesn't actually do anything here, but whatever. They have a Pursue the Past, getting back another snacker. We're so close, but I feel like we're going to fall just a little short. We're going to get another loss. They journey here. Maybe if we just draw a little better. I guess if I get Colossus into a kill ship, that'd be pretty good. Okay, Colossus into Snuff Out. Perfect. With my creature being the only target, and then they just have 14 damage in the air. Ugh, what are you going to do? All right, here we are. Another round. I mean, if we get any land, we could play the Ornament. Obviously, we could stumble into Tron, and then we have it. I feel like we keep this hand, because even if we're falling behind for a couple turns, if we just then find, like, the tower, we're in a good spot. But maybe because we have no setup, no plays, it's bad. All right, we got a land. Also, we're against Ruby Storm, which probably not great for us. Snuff Outs would help, assuming I can actually cast them for their alternative cost. And if we get Tron on curve, then I think we'll have an okay shot because we'll just be going pretty fast, but there's no guarantee there. A lot of rituals for him. Fengraph. Play an ornament. Pass. Start with the Morphos, okay. Green, red, into Desperate Ritual, okay. Good news is they're not using those very effectively. Well, crossover, collaboration. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. I play those cards. If it was cast using Teamwork, you get a treasure. Okay, so just another Rinse Resolve, basically. I do have a land drop. Thornscape. Troll. I probably cycle this for a swamp, so I have a double Snuff Out. I would like to be able to use Ornament this turn, but then they have free reign of using this Thornscape, and that seems bad. So let's just do this. First Snuff Out doesn't cost any life. Second one doesn't cost any mana. They're going to Ren's Resolve, but it seems like they're light on Familiars because they didn't have them on that Morphos turn, so they do have another mana Morphos. I could have snuffed it out again in response to that, but it didn't seem worth it. There's a Desperate Ritual, Mana Morphos, First Day of Class, Origin of Metal Bending. All of that, and then they get a way to make it indestructible, I assume is what they're doing. Well, I'll snuff it out again. Ren's Resolve hits Thornscape, Hickory Woodlot, but looks like they burned through most of their Morphoses, so they probably shouldn't be able to make green this turn. Reckless Impulse, okay. It's a lot of stuff next turn. There's another ornament. I could play an ornament, but I can't even activate one then. So I guess if I play an ornament, then I have 7 mana for next turn, guaranteed, so I can Pinnacle Killship. I guess that's what we do. Does not seem very good. We're just wasting so much mana here, but I mean, killing one of these is decent. There's a Narcomancer into Familiar, into Reckless, I assume. Maybe a Ritual first. Reckless, they find Mountain, Seething Song. Pretty good. Ren's Resolve, Seething, and Revelation. Now they're going to be able to go off, I assume. First Day of Class finds Abandon Attachments. Glimpse, Reckless, Reckless. Hitting a lot of lands. Ren's Resolve into 2 more First Days of Class. Abandon Attachments, Seething Song. I was hoping they would run out of mana. Revelation, Thornscape Familiar, which gets a counter. First Day of Class gets a Waterbending Lesson. Seize the Storm. All right, that's big enough to kill us. They don't need anything else. They got 2, I suppose. Duress, Arms, Fairy Macabre. I mean, Snuff Out's decent. Like, we don't have much instant speed removal. That's kind of what we need. This is irrelevant. Oh, and our relics are good too, but we didn't have any of those. All right, we got a mulligan this one. This is fine, I guess. I don't really think we're set up to beat a Ruby Storm deck, but we got an Arms of Adar, so hopefully we can, they have a turn where they play a bunch of guys out, but aren't able to continue to go off, and then we catch them. We do get a mine. Nice. Yeah, I'll just crack Candy Trail, I think. Reckless Impulse, Thornscape Glimpse, Colossus, Cycle Troll, Candy Trail, Tower, and Snuff Out. We'll keep those both. Plus a relic. Oh, perfect. I just put it here where they can access it. Not really, but there's not a great different spot for it to be shown. All right, they got that, and then Glimpse. Seething Song first, makes sense. Reckless Impulse, Manamorphose. I guess I could just die to this one Familiar here. They're drawing pretty well, or I guess they'll probably see another Familiar here. Thornscape, Seething Song. I mean, this is what I wanted. Assuming they fizzle, this is what I wanted. Is just put some guys on the field and then stop. But right now I'm worried about that stop part. Crossover, more rituals. Ren's Resolve, Manamorphose. Crossover, makes treasures. They've hit a lot of creatures. Looks like they might be at a card draw. Here's hoping. A Narcomancer and Seize the Storm. Honestly, can they flash it back too? This is kind of what I wanted, actually. It's pretty perfect if glimpses go off, because I'm pretty sure Relic is going to shrink this to be a 2/2, and so then I get to Arms their entire board, and that should just be a game. It's a 1/1. Yeah, perfect. Arms of Adar them, and GG. I mean, we'll crack this, but all right, that's exactly what we wanted. It just looks so scary while it's going on that I thought maybe they'd go off, but no, that was MVP Arms of Adar. Let's do that again, shall we? No lands. All right, turn 3 Tron, Relic, Snuff Out. Does that mean I get rid of Colossus so I have Snuff Out from Troll? I think Relic is better. See, this is really annoying, but I feel like I'm trying to play for the matchup that we're against, so let's do that. They go for Ren's Resolve. Hits a mountain and Amorphos. Gruul Turf, sure. Usually they sideboard those in against grindier matchups. Another Relic. Don't need to do this yet. Obviously, I'm just cracking this for a mine. The next turn I can play a bunch of stuff. There's the Morphos, a Narcomancer, Needle. They don't want the mountain because they want the extra mana. Makes sense. Mine. If I want to snuff this out, I might want to just cycle Troll here. I think that's better than getting Tron. I don't even have that much to do with Tron. So we're going to do this. Snuff this guy out. Play a Relic in case they can still somehow go off. I should have Relicked first, actually, because I didn't want to get rid of our Narcomancer, but whatever. Like, I'd prefer to get rid of the spells because that's what contributes to the Seize the Storm, but it's not a big deal. They just pass. All right, now we have Tron, Candy Trail, Arms of Hadar. I think I'll keep that. Sure, we have another Candy Trail anyway. To scry more. Bonder's Ornament I'll keep as well. Sure. Obviously I'll need some big creatures at some point, maybe, but our most important thing is just to stop them from doing what they're doing, which is why I want the interaction and the relics. And then, Ornament will help us draw as we don't do much else. First day of class on the end step. Just to find Bandit attachments, use up some of their mana. Yeah. Don't cast it yet, I guess. Abandon. Discards Flaring Pain. I'm not playing any damage prevention, so that doesn't even matter. Reckless for 2 more lands is nice. Gruul Turf, Bounce a Needle. I mean, they are trying to play that slower, grindy game. Candy Trail, Kill Ship, Snuff Out. I mean, these are all really good, but, Kill Ship isn't... I think I'll keep the Snuff Out because I feel like I want as many of those as possible. But I do also need to find a big creature to make it so they can't continue taking forever, They got rid of the Flaring Pain immediately. Interesting. I guess they realized it was a mistake to bring in. Or maybe they just didn't have anything else to bring in. I don't know. We'll pass. Ren's Resolve finds a Manamorphose and a Crevice. We know they already have at least 1 land in hand, though. So we'll see if they care about the Crevice. Manamorphose. They do play Crevice. And they're going to pass. Let's draw off the Ornament. Power Plant. Let's draw from the Candy Trail. Fairy Macabre could be my win con, I guess, if I really want. I think we'll just draw here because I still have mana. All right, there's a Colossus I can use next turn. Glimpse the Impossible. It's Reckless, Thornscape, Mountain. There's the Thornscape, Reckless. That's fine. Seething Song and another Thornscape. Obviously, I'd like to get them both without Arms of Hadar. We'll see if I need to snuff out somewhere. If they cast Seething Song here, I definitely think I snuff out because they're tapped out. So they can't do what they did last time and just cast a million instants in response. Obviously, they now have mana, but I think that's a good choke point because now they're going to have to cast a Manamorphose for, parity cost to get green, to cast their Thornscape, Seething Song. Oh, I don't know. Well, this could be a big mistake. I probably should snuff this out. I paid mana for the snuff out because I was like, well, I have 4 mana here. Why not? The why not is because I have 2 Relics of Progenitus that I'd like to crack, and now I don't have the mana to do that. So that was very silly and potentially game losing. So we'll see if I lose because of it. They do get a Narcomancer, also first day of class, and Seething Song I'm pretty sure are here too. Not the first day of class. That's where it's... Okay. All right. Luckily, we did not lose. That's big because we did make some mistakes. Here's a Colossus into an Ornament. Do they have anything with Flashback that I'd want to exile? No. So let's just do this and pass. Now I have no instant speedways to kill their guys. So, we'll see what happens here. I do have relics, which makes it pretty hard for them to seize the storm for lethal, but not necessarily impossible. Seething Song, and they're just going to pass. Okay. Activate Ornament. Another relic. Let's play an expedition map, and I could just Bajuka Bog them, but I already have all the relics. What do I really need to do that for? Do I want to Arms of Hadar them? Probably not a terrible idea. Let's just start with a Bonder's Ornament draw, though. Candy Trail, sure. Get rid of lands. Attack for 7. I think I should probably just Arms of Hadar. Get rid of 1 guy. Play a relic. Activate relics 3 times. Again, should probably do this before I kill their creatures so they can't exile the Anarchomancer, but that's okay. They're going to pass the turn. Well, I'm going to crack a Candy Trail. And you know what? I'm also just going to crack a relic. Swing for 7. Play a Lembas. Pinnacle Kill Ship. I don't currently have anything to kill, so I guess I'll get rid of that. A tower, troll, draw from an ornament, and pass. All right, we got 2 lethal attackers. They need 4 blockers, plus we have an Arms of Hadar. I can't kill their creatures on their turn, but I just have relics. we'll see what they got. There's Crossover Collaboration, Desperate Ritual, they double Seize the Storm, which could be cast until the end of their next turn. The thing is, I mean, like, if they get 4 first days of class going, theoretically, 4 +1/+1 counters and haste, their Seize the Storms would be like 2/2s maybe, plus 4 counters, and if they make 4 of them, that would be 24. So maybe there's a world where they can get there, but I do have a blocker, I do have a Lembas. There's Seize the Storm. Plus, if they had the haste, Seize the Storm would, I would be able to exile it from the graveyard. I don't know. I mean, they got a couple 6/6s right now, but not once I crack a relic. Another Seize the Storm. Yeah, if they just need one more blocker to onboard, like, survive, but they don't have that. They give us a GG. We're going to activate Bunder's Ornament, crack a relic, untap. Opponent giving us the GGs and then asking for our list, saying it looks pretty cool, and we oblige. All right, well, we got a match. They also asked how it was going, and I said 0-3 so far, but we did get one now. All right, last match here. This one looks okay. We're against Jund or Grixis. That's a good draw. Candy Trail and Lembas, maybe we can find not a tower. I already have 1 ornament. I don't think we need it. We're looking for the mine. We're always looking for the mine. What is it about the mine that makes us always look for it? Looks like Jund. Ooh, they have an Infiltrator real early. Not a big deal. Let's go for a Lembas. Kill ship. We're still looking for that mine. Here's a Snuff Out, which is not going to be very good here. Maybe against a Chrysalis, but obviously not what's on board. Cleansing Wildfire. Yep. I mean, we do have a basic, luckily, but losing that is a little annoying, especially since we hadn't even found the other one. All right, so I think I just crack this Candy Trail. We get a Swamp. I'll Bajuka Bog and pass. Might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Bonder's Ornament as ramp helps a little bit. So we can get to troll in 2 turns if we draw any land, which would be a blocker for the Infiltrator. Honestly, Snuff Out being able to kill the Infiltrator would be really nice right now, but alas. It is kind of all they have going for them, I suppose. Power Plant is the worst one to draw, but we'll play an Ornament and we can crack a Lembas. And it was a land, so I can play Troll next turn. They didn't have anything on the end step, so I assume they have a bunch of Chrysalis lands and maybe draw 2s that they don't want to use on their Infiltrator, understandably. Yep, there's the draw 2. Map onto the Infiltrator. The problem is that this one Infiltrator might go the distance because we're so far from... because Snuff Out's our main answer, and Kill Ship is still a turn away. Spell Bomb is fine. Like, Troll's going to have to chump next turn because they're going to, yep, grow this some more here. Lembas, another Lembas, or I could play Troll just to chump. I think we play Troll to chump. Hope we draw an untapped land next turn. Ideally, obviously, a Tron land. That's not Power Plant. They have a Cast Down. Bridge. Swing for 8. Come on, give me an untapped land. Another Kill Ship. Well, that's just rude. Lembas. Snuff Out doesn't work. And a Colossus. Well, that was, can I say, a terrible start for them. And unfortunately just got there. Extract, I think Disturbed Burial, maybe. Snuff Out, maybe we still keep a couple Snuff Outs for Chrysalis, but man, that felt terrible. I feel like Chrysalis I can kind of deal with everything else. Burial, if we did like Chump or whatever, I could just keep bringing them back. Kind of want to see Burial a little more too. Duress is okay against them. Probably not the best thing ever, but we don't really need this many relics against them. All right, Double Tower. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if these were separate, different lands, but also if they're going to wildfire us, it doesn't really matter that much. But we have some decent card draw. I think we're just taking just about any land. We'll keep a map, get rid of the relic. Although, I don't want to play map here because it's just mana inefficient. Get rid of a Kill Ship. They have a Wellspring. Relic. Well, I could play map, or I could just crack Candy Trail hoping to find a land, which is what I'm going to do, and luckily we find it. I'll play map, which probably gets Ancient Grudged or whatever. This probably gets Wildfired. Duress. Okay. Probably take Ornament, I would guess. Unless they have the Artifact Hate on lock, in which case I guess Burial, but they do go for the Burial. Another Bridge. Pass the turn. We're going to crack this for a Power Plant. Play that. Ornament. Relic. Pass. Sure, we won't have Tron together next turn. We'll still have 5 mana. Guess that's alright. They have Thorn of the Black Rose in Jund Wildfire. That's interesting. Kind of new. At least not something I've seen before, but I think we might be okay against that. And we get a mine. So I can Colossus into a Duress, I guess. It's not the worst. Munitions or Cast Down? Probably just Cast Downs. Munitions is not that big of a deal. And then we'll draw from the Ornament here. So they're going to cast this down. Yeah, they're going to keep Monarch for a couple turns. It's not the best thing for us, but we do have Kill Ship, more Colossus. I guess if they want to cast this down, they can't Chrysalis. Yeah, so they're going to Lembas, then cast down. There it is. And a Spell Bomb. No attacks in case I got some haste, guys. We do get to activate Ornament. Extract. We'll just go with another Colossus for an Ornament. So 6 mana. So I can't cast anything relevant. Might as well just Bonder's Ornament again. See if we get a 1-drop. Like a Duress, which is why I'm activating it now. And we'll pass. Refurb. Don't think I care that much about the Extract. Actually, maybe I should get rid of the 3rd Ornament, but I don't know. I get to kill ship the Thorn, and then I can just start attacking with a bunch of giant guys. And we get a map, which I guess is going to get a Fengraph. So how much mana do I have? 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 17, so I can't quite do it even with the Ornament grabbing an extra mana. So let's just kill ship on the Thorn. Swing here. Maybe I should just get a tower, actually, since I have so many ornaments. Or actually I should get a power plant, so if they get a wildfire they can't interrupt. If I do that, it'll cost 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll still be able to cast Rune Processor. Okay, we're gonna do that. Actually, I think it's just the safest, and we're in a pretty good spot already, so I'm not sure we need to play anything but safe. I guess we'll gain 5 by putting back their landscape into the yard. Actually, they could pull some Rasa that theoretically, so I probably should have done like a cast down, but whatever. We're in an okay spot here. They go for an offering on a Wellspring, draw 3. There's another Wellspring. Ooh, we get the Fengraph anyway. Probably worth using that for our Colossus right away, because I could get a kill ship, which could blow up a blocker. So we'll see. Colossus into Duress. Okay. They still got a lot of cards in hand, so sure I'll be able to take something. I mean, they still have this munitions, if nothing else. They're going to cast down a Ruin Processor. Oh, they just said misclick. I was like, that doesn't seem like our best one, but kill ship has flying, but yeah. Yeah, I could take the munitions. We don't have Graveyard Hate, actually. Otherwise, I'd love to take the Insight and then sack it. We have so much mana. I don't even care about the munitions. I think it is still Insight. All right, this resolves. Let's Ornament Expedition Map. All right, swing with the team. It is funny playing this kind of a deck because obviously I'd like to take the Monarch, but it's so much less important because with Bonder's Ornament, we already have our own Monarch that they can't take. That just costs more mana. And so they've had Monarch for like 4 turns, and it's just not that consequential. Obviously, they're drawing more cards than I'd like them to not. But again, it's just, we have so many ways to get more cards that it's not a big deal. All right, they got a Lembas, crack a Spell Bomb. Did they have that Spell Bomb when I cracked the Fengraph? I feel like no, but maybe I didn't register it and I walked right into it. All right, unless they got 2 cast downs for 3 mana, that's only 1 black. I think we can take the Monarch here. Let's activate Ornament. Just see if we draw anything that we can use. All right, they just concede. Yeah, that was pretty good for us. Let's go again one more time. All right, ending things right with natural Tron. The hand is not amazing because we only have a Candy Trail early and a kill ship, which might not even be a creature, but we're definitely going to keep it and hope we don't get wildfired. I'm going to start with the power plant that we have 2 of, so that if they wildfire us, that makes me kind of want to keep 1 mine, but we have so many lands in hand already. I think I'm going to get rid of them. If I keep a mine and then I play a mine next turn, even if they wildfire 1, I'll have backups, and then I can wait to play the tower until we need to. Oh, kill ship not being a creature here is so unfortunate. That's a bummer. And now they know about our lands, so it doesn't really matter. Well, if we had a mine on top, they might still blow up a mine, but it's a decent draw. I guess I should probably actually play tower, so if they blow that up, I guess I'll shuffle, so it won't matter. I'm not going to keep a troll. Ornament's good. If I don't get wildfired, I can just tower an ornament and then even activate the ornament next turn. If I do get wildfired, I'll just play the ornament. Oh, they're just going to pass. That's a good sign. Well, we're going to play this and we're going to activate it. Crack a landscape for green so they can Chris. Activate the ornament. Ruin Processor. Kill ship. Okay. Part of me wants to just keep activating ornament for the value. It is a bit of a value matchup. I think we're going to crack Candy Trail first. Get a swamp. I mean, I could cast Troll plus Bajuka Bog. No, I think this actually is the right call. Let's just ornament here. So next turn, I guess I'm 1 short. Next turn of playing 2 big guys, unless I top deck a tower. But I don't know. Maybe because they could wildfire us, I should be just playing the things. But it feels like the value's pretty good. and the tempo of like getting something down earlier is not as important, especially because they could just have a cast down here or whatever, which I guess is a reason to get through cast downs, but whatever. We'll cast something this turn for sure, because we can cast a kill ship plus hold up ornament. Expedition map. We'll probably just save that until they blow up one of these. Cast a kill ship, kill Chrysalis, and then we have ornament to activate. The next turn we can play both of these if we want. They have a grudge. Okay, interesting. I thought they wouldn't have a grudge because they didn't cast it on ornament before. They might do it then now. Okay, I was like, ornament's pretty good. It feels like they should blow it up, but it's already drawn us 3 cards, so basically Ancestral Recall. Okay, that does take us off 1 mana, so I can't Troll and Processor. They're going to Offering, map onto the Refurb for a Drossforge Bridge, swing for 2. All right, let's start with a Limbus, see if we get like a Colossus or something a little bit better. If not, we'll just play one of these guys. Another Troll. I think we could do better. Troll is a little bit less damage technically, but also a lot harder to block, so we'll do that. We're going to put 2 maps onto the field as well. Probably use one of them for a mine for some insurance, and then one of them for Haunted Fengraph at some point. They're going to cast down the Troll. Maybe I should have just played the Rune Processor, because if it got cast down, that would be better than the Troll, but that's okay. They have a very slow clock. Well, there's Chris. That helps a little bit. Crack a map for that Fengraph. Mine. Getting a little flooded on the lands. Ruin Processor. I don't think we have anything. Oh, they do have one thing in exile now. It's an Ancient Grudge. I'm not going to give them that back just for 5 life. Thanks. Actually, they don't have green mana. I could have, and then I could have Pachuca Bogged them. Well, I should have done that, but oh well. For now, we'll just play this. I don't think I wanted to use the Fengraph this turn anyway. Prefer to just have more mana available. And maybe I should have. They have a draw too. They have another Chris. So this Eldrazi could be a 7/8, and this Eldrazi is a 7/8. Cool. So they attack in for 2, draw 2. They have a Spell Bomb. We'll crack Limbus. Well, that makes the Fengraph a lot worse, which they know about, I guess. Probably should have just played it, and then I had the mana to crack it here too, yeah, whatever. Refurb. Get rid of a mine. Could really use something good, like a Colossus. Another ornament, a Troll. Guess we'll play Troll. Gonna bog because they have an Insight in the yard. And we're gonna pass. Cast down the Processor. Lets them attack with both of these. 9, 13, 15, 17 damage. 18 damage, that's pretty good. Terminate on top. They haven't drawn the most card advantage, like no Wellspring, stuff like that, but just creatures add and removal is a pretty good combo. I guess we take it all. I don't think we played this game perfectly. I think we made some big mistakes, to be honest, but I don't know. Not sure that having like a extra Troll here would make that big of a difference. We have no more utility lands, so I'm just grabbing a mine, I guess, to have the backup. I don't really know what we could get here that would be that good, though. Duress is not going to be it. All right. Unfortunate. We got a 1/4 with the deck. I don't think... We didn't play it perfectly. It's a new deck for sure. It does feel worse than like traditional Monster Tron for sure. We're missing those board wipes. We're missing the extra card draw from the Unfathomable Truths. I did like the Snuff Outs, especially in some matchups. I do also like Relic, but I just don't think it needs to be main deck. And Ruin Processor just feels... I mean, it's kind of just a bad Brambleworm. I guess that's what we have to play since we only have black here. But I feel like there's got to be some other black creature or big colorless creature that would be better than this. I don't know for sure, but I think relics just don't need to be in the main deck. I'm not a big fan of world map, although with just one here, obviously it's not as big of a deal. I definitely like not having like 4 of them. Limbus is okay, but again, we are sacrificing the ability to get like a much better card like Ancient Stirrings or Malevolent Rumble. But I don't know. I think there's something to this deck. I'm trying to see... I'm always someone who just likes playing a deck, even if it's worse than another deck. But I am trying to see how this has different or better utility than traditional Monster Tron, because like I guess some free kill spells is the main thing. Otherwise, it feels mostly worse. But we did also draw somewhat poorly some of the time, I think, and just didn't play perfectly. But I was hoping we'd see the Disturbed Burial. We'd brought it in a couple times and drew it, but then never really got to use it. And Essence Harvest we didn't even bring in because we didn't go up against any aggro decks, unfortunately. So I did really want to see this one as well, but just didn't seem to make sense in the league. So Apple Beta Pie, thanks again for the deck donation. I hope you enjoyed, even though we didn't do super well, and I definitely made some misplays, but hope you enjoyed anyway. Thanks to my supporters. If you want to support me on a monthly basis, you can join my YouTube memberships to get early access to videos. Thanks to my current $10 and up supporters, Howard Granger, Halcaz, DJ Vinyl, Paladin and C, Blackjack Davey, Max, and Phil. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.